that speech. This is a desperate man. And he's desperate politically because he's under attack, but he's also desperate personally because once he stops being prime minister, he's going to be arrested and put on. No one will. Yes, we took a big hit today. We lost 4 extraordinarily influential and important people, but we can replace them. What we might not be able to do is rebuild a global coalition that we've assembled if we allow ourselves to get involved in a cycle of escalation that leads to a general war between Iran and Israel, because at that point in time, no one will ever talk about Hamas in Palestine again. And this is what Israel wants. Benjamin Netanyahu right now is desperate. You heard it in his voice as he gave that speech. This is a desperate man. And he's desperate politically because he's under attack, but he's also desperate personally because once he stops being prime minister, he's going to be arrested and put on trial for corruption. And he's going to lose that trial. And not only that, he's going to be held accountable by a nation that blames him for everything that's happened here. So he needs to pull a miracle out of the hat, so to speak. And he can only do that by being the savior of Israel, not just about defeating Hamas, but solving the Hezbollah issue, solving the Iran issue. And this is the direction he's trying to take Israel right now into a general war with Hezbollah and Iran under the assumption, and it's not a wrong assumption, that if he can get Iran to attack Israel, the United States will have to join him. And then it's over. And then it's over for Palestine. It's over for Hamas. It might even be over for Hezbollah in terms of the world. It'll become this big global confrontation that's going to be about, global energy security. It's going to be about the flow of oil. Whole different conversation. And you'll see dead people pile up in numbers that will make the horrible sacrifice of the Palestinians pale in significance. So, that's what the Israeli strategy is right now, is to basically have this thing explode in a way that doesn't look like Israel is to blame. They can blame it on Iran, and the United States will be compelled to support. The U.S. doesn't want to. We've been saying we don't want to, we don't want to, we don't want to. But there's no way a president, especially in an election year, can allow Iran to attack Israel and get involved in an existential level conflict and sit back and go, it's Israel's fault. Can't do it.
Military strike against Iran.
However, in case the Israeli regime embarks on adventurism again and takes action against the interests of Iran, the next response from us will be immediate and at a maximum level.
There are reports this evening that other places, Iraq and Syria, have been hit. This U.S. senior official said they simply cannot confirm that.
پدافنده داره کار میکنه. پدافنده هوایی داره کار میکنه. شهر اصفهان.
When people are talking about, hey, are we watching the makings of World War III, your response?
So we are seeing a regional conflict. So everything that the U.S. was concerned about has happened.
We didn't know when it would come. And of course, this is in response to that massive missile salvo from last Saturday, the largest ballistic missile salvo in history. And of course, Iran has said that if Israel chooses to respond, the Iranian response would be severe and immediate.
Local media is reporting explosions in the Iranian city of Isfahan. Isfahan sits about 200 miles to the south of the Iranian capital of Tehran. At this location, there is an Iranian nuclear facility. There are also reports of activity at other locations across Iran. This is significant because, remember, the initial reporting leading up to tonight had to do with what might be a limited Israeli response to this large-scale attack last weekend.
That said, I don't want to be hyperbolic and start talking about World War III. Yes, this is significant, but it can be de-escalated and it can be put back in the box. And that's really going to come with the world superpowers stepping in and talking to both sides. Obviously, the United States with Israel, Russia with Iran, and talking about the need to contain and de-escalate. So we'll see, as Elizabeth said, just how significant these attacks were or weren't, and whether this could be the end of it, and whether Iran will then respond. But it is important to point out this is how World War I started. It was something that essentially spiraled out of control. I don't think this is going to happen here, but it is very concerning, and it is something that everybody should be paying attention to, because it definitely affects everybody right now.
Again, the Israelis have a variety of targets they could hit, not just inside Iranian territory, but across the region, understanding that Iran's IRGC has bases in places like Iraq.
Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the brothers and the few sisters out there. Onto this life furnace from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. It's going to be a quick show through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. No one of your brothers are edify through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. The hot subject of the matter. I might make this a 2 point video. I'm gonna make this too long, but this is Scott Ritter, former Marine general, giving his 2 cents, and he's giving a point of view. What do you call it? Not a synopsis, but a point of view of why Netanyahu is doing the things that he's doing. And there's a political thing over there, and which makes perfect sense, because that whole system, Esau's whole system, is corrupt, and it's all about which top devil is going to be the devil to bring in this whole thing. Now, a couple of points real quick before I move on. The attack took place when Israel struck back on the 19th of April to the 1st of April is a satanic holiday. That's number one. So this wasn't by accident. The other point, which was the Captain Obvious, the elephant in the room, is that we just had the eclipse on the 8th. And after the eclipse of the 8th, things just skyrocketed. Now, let's get to the point where he's trying to make, and I wanted to, like I said, it's going to make like a 2 point. We'll make these points of what's going on, and I'm going to make another valid points, because I was going over some scriptures showing, the Lord showing us that he could use anybody at any time to fulfill his will. Because at the end of the day, all man is subject to the Father of spirits. You may think you have free will, but you don't have no free will. So the Lord put in the minds of these leaders to think, oh, we're better off doing this and that, and whatever political gain you may think, but it's all leading to the same end. So his whole point of view was that the United States was not going to support Israel, which is a lie, because Israel got not only the minds of America, but Israel controls America and all access resource. And it's prophecy. And the prophecy is Jeremiah 49:22. The least of the flock shall draw them out. And scripture says that Isaiah 55:11, the Lord's words do not go void, meaning it doesn't go empty. It accomplishes the Lord's will. So the Lord's will, which is going to, let me get this real quick. I had this queued up. Let me use the other. Matter of fact, since I'm in Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, and as the rivers of water, he turneth whatsoever he will. So the heart of man is not talking about the heart that beats out of the chest when it's talking about the scriptures. It's talking about your mind. So the king's mind is in the hands of the Lord. Let's prove that real quick. Daniel's 10:12. One of my favorites. Then said he unto me, fear not, Daniel, For from the first day that didst set thine heart to understand and chasten thyself before thy power, thy word were heard, and I am come for thy words. So I had to bring out the backstory. Backstory was Daniel prayed to the Lord. He fasted for a period of time. He prayed to the Lord for some understanding of some visions. So here comes Yahushua to tell him, like, look, I'm here to answer your prayers. And let's prove it real quick. It says 13. But the prince of the kingdom of Persia, go figures, right? The prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me 21 days. But lo, Michael, one of the chief princes, came to help me, and I remained there with the kings of Persia. So the Lord Yahushua was working in the minds of the king of Persia. Back then, what is Persia? That's the other. Persia changed its name several times. That's another show in itself. But Persia's name today is Iran. All right, is Iran. But this proved that the Lord Yahushua and the angels, which I'm going to get that real quick, Revelations 9. Line 14, it says, saying to the sixth angel, which had the trumpet, loose the 4 angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates. And the 4 angels were loosed. So what does it mean? They were working in the minds of men. All right, angels right now are working in the minds of every single man, woman, and child for the sole purpose of the Lord, the creator of all things. Okay, when you read the Revelations, the 7th chapter, it says, hold back the winds. So hold back the destruction. So we know that the Lord has to fulfill his will, has to fulfill his prophecy, has to fulfill what is written. All right. And he used men. Men don't do things just because they do it. All right. This Middle East tension was not just there just to have tension. This was the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Zephaniah 3 and 8. It says, therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. So our job is to do what? Wait on Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, right? For my determination is to gather the nations. So it says, soon as okay, real quick. Therefore, be patient, says the Lord. Soon I will stand and accuse these evil nations. For I have decided to gather the kingdoms of the earth. All right. So when you go to the word determination, always bring this up because it's very important. It's mashapat, which means judgment. All right. So the Lord's judgment is to gather the nations. So the Lord's planning is to get the nations. How he's going to do that? By working in their minds, putting them in the position that need to be put. So no matter what Scott Ritter says, no matter what happens, the Lord's putting everything in the proper position. Okay. Now this is, that's the one part, which is a major part. Let's get it. The next one. Psalms 17. That's what I'm thinking of. Psalm 17 and 13. It says, arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. So the Lord's sword on earth is the wicked. Okay? The Lord's sword on earth is the wicked. And it tells you what Isaiah 10 about the acts. Matter of fact, let me get that real quick, because I want to prove something which is very important, especially to know what's going on. So the Acts 10, and we'll to the point. 15. Shall the axe boast itself against him that heweth therewith? Or shall the sword magnify itself against him that shaketh it, as if the rod should shake itself against them that lift up? Or as if the staff should lift up itself as if it were no wood? So without the person using these tools, it is useless. So there's a force behind all these decisions that's on the planet Earth. Now it leads me. Let me see if I can get this one real quick. I spelled it wrong. Let me do this like this. The Lord is bad, man. Okay. I know it's in Isaiah, I just can't remember specifically. Should be like Isaiah the 40-something chapter. Yep, Isaiah 45:1. It says, Thus saith the Lord to his anointed, to Cyrus, whose right hand I have holden to subdue nations before him. I will loose the loins of kings to open before him the two-leaved gates, and the gates shall not shut. Now, if you go into the history, how was Babylon taken down? It was taken down by Cyrus. Some scholars say Cyrus was the one. Some scholars say Darius. All right, because the Medo-Persian Empire was at one. But the point is, the Lord said that Cyrus is his anointed. Now, for the Lord to say, this is my guy, because that's what anointed means. Let's go into that word anointed. Mashiach. Or Mashiach. Mashayat. Or Mashayat. Yeah. Mashiach. Anointed one of the Messiah. It's not talking about the Messiah, Mashiach. Of the king of Israel, of the high priest of Israel, of Cyrus, patriarch as anointed. So the Lord, so is Cyrus a Messiah? No. The Lord said he anointed him because the Lord had purpose for him. Now this is what leads me to, because I was going over this. So it's 2 Chronicles 35:20. After all this, when Josiah had prepared the temple, Necho, the king of Egypt, came up to fight against Carchemish by Euphrates, and Joash went out against him, but he sent ambassadors to him, saying, What have I to do with thee, O thy king of Judah? I have not come against thee this day, but against the house wherewith I have warred. For the Most High commanded me to make haste, forbear thee from meddling with the Most High, who is with me, that he destroy thee not. So this is the key point. All right. So here it is, a king of Egypt Yeah, I'm gonna say it. A king of Egypt said, like, look, the Lord commanded me to do this. He warned the king of Judah, like, look, don't intervene unless the Lord's gonna, or unless you want the Lord to destroy you, because the spirit was on him. So can the spirit be on these heathens? Yes, they can. Yes, the spirit of the Lord can be on these heathens. All right. When you read about what's this guy's name? This is Numbers 24. Balaam and Balak. And the Lord opened the eyes of, I believe it was Balaam, and he saw the kingdom. All right. So the Lord can use these nations for his purpose. So Joash, it says, nevertheless, Joash would not turn his face from him, but disguise himself, that he might fight with him, and hearken not unto the words of Nicole from the mouth of the Most High. So the Lord spoke through this heathen and told the king of Judah, like, mind your business. This got nothing to do with you. And came to fight in the valley of Megiddo. And the archers shot at the King Joash, and the king said to his servant, have me away, for I'm sorely wounded. And his servant therefore took him out of the chariot and put him in the second chariot that he had, and brought him to Jerusalem, and he died. You see that? So the Lord was with this heathen for his purpose. A war that had nothing to do with Israel or the king of Judah. Had nothing to do with him. So what did he do? He tried to go against the prophecy. So the Lord can use these heathens the way he wants to use them. All right? However he wants to use them. They got their lot. They got their purpose. The Lord is possessing them as well for their demise. So if we know that, don't intervene. Let shit play out. All right? We have nothing to, like, when they, was a couple years ago? No, it was maybe last year. I can't remember. It's been a while. When these this other camp, I forgot the name of the camp, decides to, it was in Chicago. Yeah, it was last year. The Palestinians was protesting, and these guys was Wi-Fi. These guys made themselves go out there and prophesied against them and this thing, and it caused a whole brawl. All right? But Jake fails to understand the Lord despite the Lord can't stand these heathens, sometimes his spirit is on them. And the point of the show was, I was thinking about it, because when it goes down, who else? I was talking to Barack Obama. When you analyze the situations going on in Israel with Iran and all this other stuff, right? And Israel wants to look like the good guy at the end of the day, when they're the devil, and everybody's sneering at Iran, which Iran, they're nothing but heathens. The Persians, Elam, did looking good in history. Russia, all right. Russia made a statement. I will never forget. And I'm gonna get that real quick. But Russia made a statement many years ago, before all this turmoil happened. Putin said, God is with us. All right. How did Putin know that the Most High is with him? Because he knows prophecy. Ezekiel 38, I believe. I want to go to the point. I really just want to go to the point with this one. It's a keyword I'm looking for. Maybe he's down. You know what? Let me just start from the top and read through it. It says Ezekiel 38:1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog in the land of Magog. Go figures, right? The chief prince, which is Ra'ash Russia, Apostle Tahar broke it down, of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesied against him, and say, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Behold, I'm against thee, O Gog, and the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth and all thine armies and horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and swords, and all of them handling swords. So what does it mean by the hook? Well, look at Russia before. Well, Russia was always Russia, but at its height of its power, when it's called the USSR, the United Soviet. Damn, I forgot how that goes. It's been a while. Slovakia. Don't be mad at me. When it was called this particular thing, which I'm about to get real quick. Yeah, I gotta do that. Gotta do that show on a particular thing. USSR, which is the Union of Soviet Social Republics, USSR. All right. When it was at that point, it was at its peak. There was a great fear of the USSR. That's why NATO was established. NATO was created to combat the USSR. So right now, when you go into the history of the USSR being broken up and so forth, it's just Russia. Russia lost Poland. Russia lost Ukraine. Russia lost all these nations, these particular areas, which Russia right now, the Lord is turning back the hook, meaning bringing them back to that mindset. But why would the Lord bring this nation back to his natural mindset? For the Lord's purpose. All right. It says Persia, which is Iran, Ethiopia, Libya, with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all of his bands, the house of Tugar, Slakia, Timar of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with them. Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. So right now, that's why they said in the video that the world superpowers, because America had this weird mindset that they were only superpowers. Russia's the ally of Iran. This is why everybody fears if this regional war goes hot, Russia's clearly going to be involved, because that's part of the prophecy. It says, after many days shall thou be visited, and in the latter years thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword, and is gathered out of many people against the mountains of Israel. Which was kind of ironic, because they had this whole spill how when Russia sent their drones, they said they shot down 99% of the missiles that was being shot. They said that 40,000 people prayed, and they said God is truly with Israel. Well, we'll see how long that lasts. All right, the Lord is preserving that place for ultimate end, which I'm reading, which have been always waste, but is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them. With the real Israelites going to be dwell safely. All right? But I want to, where is it? Salakia. There it is. That's what I was looking for. 16. And thou shalt come up against my people of Israel as a cloud to cover the land. And it shall be in the latter days, which is now, and I will bring thee against my land, which is, who's in that land? Edom, Esau. But out of all Edom, Esau, Amalek, that the heathen may know me, when I shall be sanctified in thee, O Gog, before their eyes. Let's look up the word sanctified. This is the whole point. It's holy. So when Putin made a statement many, many years ago, it said that God is with Russia, he is not lying. Even Iran, they feel that the Most High is with them. They're not lying. It happened in time past. The Lord pick and choose certain men outside of the nation of Israel to do certain things. That war that the king of Egypt was going through, the Lord wanted it. That's why that king of Egypt was so adamant, like, look, Joash, look, just mind your business. Let me, the Lord told me to go and destroy this place. And he didn't mind his business. All right. So the Lord is with Russia. The Lord is with that side. That's why Russia is on the tip of, in a favorable tip, so to speak. They don't allow, supposedly, Sodomites, Gomorrites in the land. All right. They do things differently. He made sure, showed the vote, and that they worship black JC. Okay, they doing everything politically to show, like, yeah, they with that alphabet madness soup that's here in Americas is unacceptable over there, because the Lord is sanctified. The Lord's Spirit is with them. All right, the Lord's Spirit is with Russia, USSR, and all their allies to come against Babylon. And it's written all over the scriptures. Matter of fact, since I said that, Jeremiah, and I'm going to end it off on here. I think I hit my points. Jeremiah 50. 14. It says, put yourself in array against Babylon round about, O you that bend the bow. Shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she have sinned against the Lord. Shoot against her round about. She have given her hand, her foundation are fallen, her walls are thrown down. For it is vengeance of the Lord. Take vengeance upon her, as she have done, do unto her. Cut off the sowers from Babylon, and him that have the sickle in the time of the harvest, for the fear of the oppressing sword. They shall turn everyone to his people, and they shall flee everyone to his own land. Let me jump down to the other point. It says, I love bringing that out, but no. There it is. 26. Come against her for the utmost border. Open her storehouses, cast her up as heaps, and destroy her utterly. Let nothing of her be left. Talking about America. Slay all her bullocks. Let them go down to the slaughter. Woe unto them, for their day is come, the time of their visitation. The voice of them that flee and escape of the land of Babylon, to declare in Zion the vengeance of the Lord, our power, the vengeance of his temple. Call together the archers against Babylon. All ye that bend the bow. So the calling is who? Who's calling? Who's doing it? The Most High, Yahweh. All right, Yahweh Shai. Okay, they are calling them because they're working on their minds against it round about. Let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her work, according to all that she have done, do unto her. For she have been proud against the Holy One. Against the Lord Yahweh, against the Holy One of Israel. Therefore shall her young men fall in the streets, and all her men of war shall be cut off. And the day saith the Lord, behold, I'm against thee, O thou most proud. So the Lord is against, yes, the Lord was against Gog and Magog. This, because that's also Esau. The Lord is using Esau to destroy Esau. But he's completely against America. Because America's about to be wiped the fuck out. It says, O thou most proud, saith the Lord of hosts. For that day is come, the time that I will visit thee. And the most proud shall stumble and fall, and none shall rise up. And I will kindle a fire in the cities, and it shall devour all round about him. It says, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast, and they refused to let them go, which is all of Israel. That's clearly talking about America. Because never in the history, when two nations, which is one nation, but they separated after the time of Solomon. Okay? So before that, they were together. And they've never been together since until now. Where? In America. Alright? It says, their Redeemer is strong. The Lord of hosts is his name. He shall thoroughly plead their cause, that he may give them rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. I think I hit my point. So the Lord is about to destroy America via anoint with his anointed ones on the other side to destroy this place. That doesn't make Russians the better Edomites. They're going to get it too. But the Lord is using them to get rid of a common problem. Okay? Because the Lord's Spirit is in all men. The only difference is that the Lord's righteous spirit deals with Israel. As for the rest, he uses them however he wants. So with that being said, shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.